All right, come. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rechak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well in this ministry and taught us this a month, which is the truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that preach this truth throughout the four corners of the globe, which can allow us the freedom to do so. Shalom, shalom. All right, today is January. So like Monday, January 8th, 2024. Okay, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. And what does Jacob's trouble consist of, man? Not only just judgments from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, all right, and chaos, right, and prophecies being fulfilled, but also the Lord is going to be revealing his men, all right, revealing his elect men, the ones who he has chosen to basically the ones he have chosen for salvation. The Lord is going to be revealing who those men are. Okay, through miracles, not only through miracles, but mainly through deliverance. The Lord is going to be delivering his men through these different judgments, these different prophecies that's going to take place, that's going to leave everybody else in a detrimental situation, man. Okay, so the point being of the lesson is that the elect is a representation of Mordecai. All right, the elect is spiritual representations of Mordecai. All right, because first and foremost, all right, Jacob's trouble, Esau, Edom is going to what? Come down with that great wrath. All right, Revelation chapter 12, verse 12, it says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea." See, it says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea." See, it's saying woe to the inhabitants of the earth. Why? Death and destruction. That's what woe means. Because that's what the Lord is about to bring through this devil Esau Edom. All right. Let me grab another precept just to back up that statement. This is Psalms chapter 17, verse 13. It says, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword." Right. All right. And what Esau Edom, what he's about to do, he's about to come down with that great sword. But ultimately, it's the Lord's orchestration. It's the Lord controlling, these devils to make they move. Right. It's the Lord putting the spirit on these, UN troops to actually go out there and come in that spirit to kill and destroy, man. As it says in Second Esdras, the 16th chapter, we're gonna grab that as well. Right, but I'm gonna bring this back. Psalm 17 and 13. It says, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down." That's speaking about Esau and Edom. And that's what's about to happen. Okay, the Lord is about to disappoint him. The Lord is about to cast him down. That's why it says in Revelation 12 and 12, "To rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them." Because this is Esau, Edom coming down with great wrath is going to be the beginning of his downfall. That's when the Lord is going to basically put the spirit on this devil to run his own kingdom down and try to build it back up. But see, once he tried to the Lord is all for him running his kingdom down. But once he tried to build it back up, that's when the Lord is going to disappoint him. Okay, that's why it says, "Rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them," because the Lord is about to change rulership within the earth. The righteous is about to gain authority over the earth again, right? And the wicked is about to be taken out. It says, "Woe to the inhabitants," still in Revelation 12 and 12, "Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath." And who is this devil? Esau. Okay, first and foremost, these, rich, top banking, elite families, Amalekites, who control the actual narrative, who control the world, the things that basically sway you today. Okay, these are the ones who's calling the shots behind your presidents, behind your governors, behind your, basically economists. Everything you see on TV, everything that's pushed in the media. Okay, it's gonna come upon a time where the Lord is going to cause this devil to martial law is going to come within the streets. flood the what's the term? Not rural, not urban, but basically your neighborhood, man. Okay, we predominantly where Jake live at. Also those Edomite cities as well. Okay, that's prophecy. It says, for the devils come down until you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. He knoweth that his time of rulership is about to come to an end. Because ultimately, who is he watching? He's watching the prophets prophesy the downfall of his kingdom, right? So with that being said, he know that he has a little bit of time to rule. He know that his kingdom is only but for so long. And with that being said, what is he going to do? He's going to try to basically CHIP everybody. Come with that MOTB. That's another thing that consists of Jacob's trouble, right? And if Jacob's trouble is a time period where the Lord is going to be revealing who his true men are, who his true elect men are, then when that MOTB is made mandatory, that's going to be the ultimate temptation. To that's going to be the ultimate prophecy that's going to prove who the real men of the Lord are. Because some men, you're going to have some men that's going to be beheaded for not taking that MOTB. Then you're going to have, some men who going to refuse to take it, and they're going to be delivered. The scriptures talk about how the Lord is going to lift up a standard, man. Okay? But the persecution of the prophets is on the rise. The persecution of the prophets also consists of Jacob's trouble, man. That's why he's coming down with great wrath. That's why this devil is coming down with great wrath, because he's being exposed, right? This truth is exposing him and it's bringing down his kingdom. So now he has to do something about it, man. All right? And it's going to push him unto wrath. When the Lord put the spirit upon him, he's going to physically come down with great wrath. All right? Issuing in the comparison that I'm making with the elect and Mordecai. So let me jump real quick to Esther, the book of Esther. All right, and just a quick review. Salakia. Just a quick review during the time of Esther. All right. Is the Medo-Persian captivity, right? Where Xerxes, King Xerxes was ruling, also known as Ahasuerus, King Ahasuerus, in this chapter. Okay. So let me read. This is the book of Esther, and just to get the main points that I'm making for this lesson, I'm gonna grab because this is the point, man. Just like right, Esau Edom is coming down with great wrath on us now. Just like during this time with our forefathers, right, with Mordecai, who was coming down on him with great wrath. Not just him, but the whole nation. Well, at that time, the Jews, okay? But who was coming down on them with great wrath? Haman, all right? Also another Edomite. So with that being said, this is Esther chapter 3, verse 5. Start at verse 5. It says, and when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath. And see, that's how we represent spirit. That's how we spiritually the elect represent Mordecai. Because what are we doing? We're not going to bow to me or be under subjection into this devil, into this beast system. Okay. Once again, the brother a couple of days back, our camp 2, we did a beautiful live stream, right? It was entitled A Righteous Rebellion. Mordecai did what? He did a righteous rebellion by not bowing the knee unto Haman. Okay? Because what was he doing? Ultimately, Mordecai was doing what? He was let me grab this scripture real quick. Salakia. Salakia, bear with me. Basically, Okay, Mordecai, he didn't bow the knee to Haman because he reverenced Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shah. He rather bow the knee to Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shah than man. Okay, he reverenced Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shah over man, which is what? A righteous rebellion. Okay, he feared Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shah. He was showing that he feared Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shah and that he didn't fear man, which is a righteous rebellion. Okay, and in this detrimental time of Jacob's trouble, Esau Edom wants to do what? He wants mainly Jake, because that's the target, but the elect, that's who the main target, man, is the elect. That's who Esau is trying to destroy, that third temple. So with that being said, okay, we're not going to bow until Esau Edom. We're not going to be subject unto this beast system once it becomes draconian, right? Once it becomes impossible to bear with. All right. So that's how we uh spiritually represent Mordecai in this situation. It says verse 6, Esther chapter 3, verse 6, and he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone, right? And this is Haman, for they had showed him the people of Mordecai, wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus, even the people of Mordecai. And see, that's when Esau Edom, just like that same wrathful spirit, right, that Haman was in because Mordecai didn't bow down is going to over is the same wrathful spirit that Esau Edom is coming down with, because while the elect is speaking out against this devil, the elect is come back to the realization of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, this information, this truth that Esau Edom been trying to hide for years, and once again is bringing his kingdom down, and it's going to right now the spirit got it to where he's scared. All right, right now the spirit got it to where okay, he's backed into a corner, and now he's making moves, right? He's making moves behind closed doors. But then the Lord, soon the Lord gonna put the spirit on this devil to come down with great anger and wrath, to the point where he's going to be backed into a corner where he has to physically, right, issue out a judgment, man, which is ultimately the Lord, as we just read in Psalm 17. So let me grab this in Second Esdras chapter 16, verse 70. It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Right? So an insurrection, an uprising. Okay? It says a great uprising in the next cities. Everywhere, man. Once again, this is going to be Jacob's trouble. This is a time of trouble for the nation of Jacob, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Seminole, and Native Indians, and the rest of those tribes, which are scattered abroad the whole earth, which means this has to take place. This has to be a situation or an event that's going to happen globally, because our people are scattered everywhere, man. Okay? And another thing, too, the elect is scattered everywhere, because it said upon those that fear the Lord. And the ones that fear the Lord is the men of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, the elect, which are going to be revealed during the time of this insurrection. Okay? Because they're going to be the ones to make it out. They're going to be the ones to use wisdom to make it out. As the scriptures say in Isaiah, right? Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. So that's going to be the strength of us being saved. It says, verse 71, 2 Esdras 16 and 71, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, right? But spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. So not only is it just going to be Esau Edom coming down with great wrath and UN troops, right? You're going to have just regular common people within the neighborhood seeking to basically destroy the elect as well. Those that fear the Lord as well, because what you're going to have rewards on brothers' heads, bounties on brothers' heads. All right. Not only that, but Esau is going to push the narrative for our own people to come up against us. Right? Because Esau Edom, that's what he always does. That's a propaganda. He's going to make it. He's going to demonize the prophets, and who's going to be the number one people to give into Esau's media? Our own people, man. Okay. So with that being said, our own people is going to be seeking to spoil and destroy those that fear the Lord. This is going to be a real time, man. Jacob's trouble. And this is the year for it, Lord willing. All right. This is the time period where brothers is literally going to be getting snatched up out their houses. That, hey man, our apostles and elders, they always go into it. Our apostles, I remember watching videos where our apostles and elders would say, make sure when you go to sleep that you got clothes on, man. Make sure when you go to sleep that you got stuff nearby you, certain things nearby you, just in case you got to get up and go and be on the move. Well, now we're reaching them times, man. Okay. It says, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 71, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Once again, man, they're going to be snatching brothers up, right? And what are we supposed to be doing in these times? Yahweh Shah told us what we're supposed to be doing in these times, right? We're supposed to be using wisdom, remembering these scriptures, remembering the accounts, remember our forefathers, which is the reason I'm making the comparison of the elect being spiritual Mordecai's. Mordecai was one of our righteous forefathers, man. Let me grab this real quick. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 25. It says, agree with thine adversary. It says, agree with thine adversary quickly while thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. See, that's the type of wisdom you're supposed to be using in that day. These are the type of scriptures we're supposed to be thinking about. When if so be if your lot you getting snatched up out your house, right? You being thrown inside and casted inside of jail or a concentration camp, wherever it is, man. But persecution is coming. That's going to be the thing of Jacob's trouble. Persecution. That's what this scripture is going into. This is prophecy, man. The time of Jacob's trouble. And this could be the year for it, man. So once again, 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 73, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. See? And that's going to prove who the elect are, because the elect are going to be what? Delivered in these situations. The elect is going to be having a certain type of characteristic. It's like they're going to be carrying themselves in a certain type of way with wisdom. They're going to be patient, as the scriptures say, right? Not making haste in time of trouble. They're going to be patient, wait on the Lord to deliver us. Okay? Not bugging out, not leaning on our own understanding. So with that being said, man, this is what's going to actually prove we got to go through this. We got to go through this, man. So we could be proven, we could be tried, we could be purged. Verse 74 says, hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand. See, these days of trouble, this is talking about Jacob's trouble. These are the times of trouble, man. And the things we're about to witness, you're gonna have to have a stomach for it. The things that we're about to witness, things we're about to go through, you're gonna have a solid stomach and the iron chin, man. And you're gonna have ultimately the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's what you're gonna have to make it through this time, man. Because the days of trouble are at hand. It says, but I will deliver you from the same. Okay. See, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is delivering us from every trouble that's going to meet us in the time of Jacob's trouble. Hey, the Lord delivering us out of certain troubles that we meet now. And the time period we're in is considered a green tree. Certain brothers get delivered out of all type of shit, man. Okay, that could lead to other shit. So with that being said, how much more in the time of Jacob's trouble, when we need him the most, when the Lord said that he was going to cause us to do greater works than what he did, man. The Lord going to come through, all right? But how can the Lord deliver us if we're not put in a situation of trouble? The Lord gonna have to put us in them situations, man. Just like the Lord put Mordecai and the Jews in that situation, right? Where it seemed like, actually, let me keep reading. Let me keep reading. Salakia, because King Haman, what did he do? He made that decree of persecution of the Jews, man, which is a terrible thing, man. All right, this is the time of persecution. This is a time of war. This is a time to gird up your loins and gird up your mind and return to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Because we're being hunted after. We're a prey, and we have no power. We have no strength, man. So all we can do is depend on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. All right. So let me go back in Esther. This is Esther chapter 3. Now we just read how King Haman, the Agite, who all the Edomite, right? How he was wroth and he wanted to come down on Mordecai and the Jews with persecution and to destroy the house of the Jews, right? Why? Because Mordecai did not bow down to Haman. Just like how the elect is not going to bow down to Esau, Edom, in this beast system. So this is I'm gonna jump down still in chapter 3, Esther chapter 3, and I'm gonna jump down to verse 12. Yes, verse 12. It says, then were the king's scribes called on the 13th day of the first month, and there was written according to all that Haman had commanded unto the king's lieutenants. So this was a commandment that Haman gave forth. All right. The King Xerxes, King Ahasuerus, he didn't give forth this commandment. Not King Haman. Salakia. Haman gave out this commandment, right? The Agite, the Edomite Agite, the Agite Edomite, Haman. So he's giving out this decree, right? It says, and to the governors that were over every province, and to the rulers of every people of every province, according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, in the name of King Ahasuerus was it written and sealed with the king's ring. Okay. And so in terms of today, like in modern day terms, he basically just enforced the law, right? Which King Ahasuerus, he had 120, I believe it says 127 provinces. He had 127, 127 states, so to speak, in this modern day time. So this was a letter or a commandment, right, that was given forth in the form of a letter that had to be sent out to all of these 127 states or provinces to destroy the Jews, man. Okay, which King Haman gave out this decree. Why? Because he was full of wrath because he wasn't receiving worship from Mordecai, in which Esau Edom, he's going to give out a decree. He's going to give out a law of a person for the persecution of the prophets, because what? We're not going to abide by this beast system. We're not going to bow the knee to take this MOTB, right? We're not going to bow the, just like how we ain't bow the knee and be subservient over the juicy juice, which that was like a test trial for you niggas, man. All right. So let me keep reading. And Esther 3 and 13, it says, and the letters were sent by post unto all the king's provinces to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews, both young and old, little children and women, in one day, even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar, and to take the spoil of them for a prey. So yeah, this was like a post that was sent out, like mail. You know, the postman. Okay, you had messengers going out sending these letters all throughout the provinces, man, to destroy and to kill all the Jews, whether they was young, old, it didn't matter. Okay, and this is the situation which is detrimental into our people. Okay, this is a detrimental situation to our people. It's just like it was in that day. It's worse in this day, man, because see the Lord is going to allow Esau Edom to come down with great wrath upon our people, man. And the only ones who's going to be delivered to escape is the elect. In this time period, in Jacob's trouble, during this time period, man, in this day and age. So let me keep reading. All right. That was basically the commandment that Haman gave, right, was to destroy all the Jews and to kill all the Jews, man. All right, now I'm gonna jump to the next chapter, Esther chapter 4, and I'm gonna start at verse 4, okay? Because the name of this lesson is a spiritual representation of Mordecai. All right, so let me keep reading. It says Esther chapter 4, verse 4. So Esther's maids and her chamberlains, and who is Esther? Right? Esther is Mordecai's cousin. And Esther became queen until the king, right? When you read the full story, all right, when you go back and read the full story, Esther became queen until King Ahasuerus or King Xerxes, basically putting her in position to sway the king's mind to deliver us out this situation, right? So let's keep reading. It says Esther chapter 4, verse 4. So Esther's maids and her chamberlains came and told it her. Then was the queen exceedingly grieved, right? So guess what? You had all the maids of Esther, all the servants of Esther came and they told her about the decree that was made, man, about her people, right? That was about to be persecuted. So it says, and she sent, then was the queen exceedingly grieved, and she sent raiment to clothe Mordecai and to take away his sackcloth from him, but he received it not. Because guess what? Mordecai, basically, when this decree was made, everybody knew. All right, everybody knew that this decree was made, and it was a time of mourning. Everyone was sorrowful. Hey, we was about to get persecuted, man. You know, we was our whole, we didn't know what to do. It was a time of mourning. It was a sad state for the Jews, man. In which right now our people should be in a state of mourning. Our people should be in a contrite and a broken heart, right? And to return back to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. But our people are not stirred up. The spirit is not stirred up within them, man. Okay, because they're not in the right spirit. The scripture talk about the time and place for everything under the sun, and our people are in that eating and drinking and giving in marriage spirit, just like in the days of Noah. But continuing on, it says Esther chapter 4, verse 5. It says, no, Slakia, verse 4. And she sent raiment to clothe Mordecai and to take away his sackcloth from him, but he received it not. See, Mordecai, he was such in a mournful spirit that he didn't take away his sackcloth from him. And why was he wearing sackcloth? Because that was a custom of us for Israel. When we was in mourning, what would we do? We would fast, we would put on sackcloth and cast dust upon our heads. All right? Salakia. So that's what Mordecai was doing. It says, verse 5, then called Esther for Hatak, one of the king's chamberlains, which Hatak is going to be a messenger, all right, unto Esther, between Esther and Mordecai. It says, whom he had appointed to attend upon her, and gave him commandment to Mordecai to know what it was and why it was. Right. So she's trying to inquire, well, why is this decree being made? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? So verse 6, it says, so Hatak went forth to Mordecai unto the street of the city, which was before the king's gate. And Mordecai told him of all that had happened unto him, and of the sum of the money that Haman had promised to pay the king's treasuries for the Jews to destroy them. Right? So Mordecai is giving Hatak the rundown. He's giving him the breakdown of everything that happened. Right? The decree that Haman made, the deal that he made with the king when he talked to the king. Okay. Verse 8, it says, also he gave him the copy of the writing of the decree that was given at Shushan to destroy them, to show it unto Esther, and to declare it unto her, and to charge her that she should go in unto the king to make supplication unto him, and to make request before him for her people. All right. And I'm gonna jump down just to get the points of the story. I'm going to jump down to verse 13. It says, Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, Think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews. For if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place. All right, in which Mordecai, what is he telling Esther? He's telling. So just because Esther was in a position of being the queen, she couldn't just, you know what I'm saying, turn her back or appear and not do nothing about the situation. All right. Just because Esther was the queen, all right, didn't mean that it was okay for her to just, you know what I'm saying, not regard what was about to happen to the Jews. No, she had to do something. Right. And that's what Mordecai is telling her. If you don't do something, then the Lord is going to send somebody else to deliver us out this situation. It says, But thou in thy father's house shall be destroyed, and who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this? All right. So basically, Mordecai is giving her the warning. Mordecai is giving Esther the warning, okay, that if you don't do something, all right, then this is what's going to happen. Verse 15, Then Esther bade them return Mordecai this answer: Go gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day. I also and my maidens will fast likewise, and so will I go in unto the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish. All right. And this was the answer that Esther gave back to Mordecai. Right. This was the answer. So now she gave the decree as queen, right? For the Jews to put up a fast, man. For the Jews to put up a fast. And what does a fast do? Let me read this in Isaiah 58. So Israel was in a detrimental situation where we were about to be persecuted, okay, heavily by these Edom, by the decree of an Edomite, okay, and through Mordecai's command, through Mordecai, as the Lord put the spirit on Esther to decree a fast for the nation of Israel. Okay, so this is Isaiah chapter 58. Isaiah chapter 58, verse verse 5. It says, Is it such a fast that I have chosen? A day for a man to afflict his soul. Right. And another thing too, that was another that was another thing of our heritage that we would do when we were mourning. We will fast. We will put on sackcloth. We will fast, cast dust upon our heads. Why? Because we're afflicting our souls. Our souls is being afflicted. And what does the scripture say? The scriptures say that the Lord is nigh to him of a broken and contrite spirit. And that's what you do when you're fasting. Okay, you make your spirit more closer to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and you're more tapped into the spiritual realm as well, because you're not eating and drinking. The angels of the spiritual world, they don't eat and drink, man. So you're making yourself more acquainted with the spiritual realm. All right. And then when it's geared towards righteousness, it makes your spirit grow, and and increases your faith. It says, Is it to bow down his head as a bulrush, and to spread sackcloth and ashes under him? Okay. And to bow down your head as a bulrush means to what? To submit unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Right? A bulrush is a plant. And if you look it up, I remember Apostle Gabar did a lesson on this. If you look up a bulrush, it's kind of tilted over like this, you know, as if it's bowing down. And that's the position spiritually and physically that we're supposed to be in with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, to submit ourselves, as it says in Micah, right? Micah the 7th chapter. I will bear the iniquity. I will bear the indignation of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, for I have sinned against him, right? Roughly paraphrasing. So that's why we're submitting ourselves into Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, bowing our head as a bulrush. It says, And to spread sackcloth and ashes under him. Wilt thou call this a fast and acceptable day to the Lord? Yes. This is a rhetorical question. Yes, this is a fast that's acceptable to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Because it shows what? Sincerity. It shows repentance. Okay? It shows sorrowfulness, which the Lord receives. It says, Salaki, verse 6 in Isaiah 58 chapter. It says, is not this the fast that I have chosen to loose the bands of wickedness, to undo the heavy burdens? See, it says this fast would loosen the bands of wickedness, meaning it would take spirits off you. Fasting takes spirits off you. So if you sick, right, whatever ailment, if you have an ailment, you could fast and the Lord will heal you. Why? Because fasting takes spirits off you. When you sick, right, when you have ailments, all that is just evil spirits that's on you. Viruses and shit like that, those are evil spirits. When you fast, that's what loosens the bands of wickedness. It takes spirits away, right? It gives you control over wickedness. It says to undo heavy burdens. And what does it do? It also takes stress off you, man. Heavy burdens. In this situation, guess what? It's a decree for us to be persecuted, right? As Israelites, that we were going to be slaughtered. Our children, our women, young, old, our elderly, our elders. That's a heavy ass burden, man, right? It says, and to let the oppressed go free. We were being oppressed by this shit, man. You got to remember, we in captivity during this time period, man. We're under the Medo-Persian captivity. We're oppressed spiritually, man. Right now, we're oppressed spiritually. Look at the state of our people, man. You know, our people are oppressed mentally. So it says, and that ye break every yoke. All right. So that's the power of fasting. That's the power of fasting, man. Which fasting was an instrument used to get us out this situation. We should be in the spirit of fasting now. Why? Because persecution is on the rise. We have to get closer with our Lord. All right. The scriptures say, hey, Yahushua said, he said, the day cometh when the bridegroom shall no longer be with them, then shall they fast. It says, going back to Esther chapter 4, verse 5, verse 16. So like it says, go gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day. I also and my maidens will fast likewise, and so will I go in unto the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish. Right? Because Esther, she was risking her life by going up into the king, which is a law that, what I'm saying, you couldn't just go walk up on the king. No, you had to actually it had to be in order. Things had to be in order. You had to schedule an appointment. You had to go through the messenger. The messenger had to tell the chamberlain. The chamberlain had to tell, it's order. You can't just go to the king. But that's what Mordecai commanded her to do. That was the spirit. That's what she had to do. But guess what? This fast was an instrument to what? To make sure the Lord was with us in this situation, man. The fast was to solidify Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua being with us. And as the scriptures say, if the Lord be with us, who can be against us? All right. So it says, amen. Esther, she was in the spirit, if I die, I die, man. You know what I'm saying? Which shows what? Faith ultimately. And letting you know that during these times, that's what we're going to need. These are the time we're supposed to be training to boost our faith. So during this persecution, we don't fold. During the great temptation, we don't fold and bow the knee right to this beast. So it says, verse 17. So Mordecai went his way and did according to all that Esther had commanded him. Right. So then it was carried out. But actually, what happened, man? You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do a part 2 to this lesson, just for time's sake. All right. But I'm gonna grab some more precepts, just getting to the point, because at the end of the story, all right, what ended up happening? at the end of the story, what ended up happening was, okay, it got founded out. It got founded out what Haman was trying to do. Because what Haman did, he was deceiving. Okay, he deceived. He deceived the king. Go back into it and ask the Khan. Go back into it. Oh, you need the whole thing? Here you go. Oh, that's the one. Salaki. Salakia. Going back in Esther real quick, getting to the point that I was trying to make. Salakia. That Haman ended up getting exposed because what he do, he deceived the king. Going back in Esther chapter 3, verse 8. It says, and Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people. Now, who is he talking about? Obviously, he's talking about the Israelites, right? But he's not being up for, he's not being, you know what I'm saying? He's not being up for, he's not being direct, which is a deceitful tongue, a characteristic of these Edomites, as it says in Psalms. Well, I ain't gotta grab it, but it said that in Psalms 55 or 58 rather, Salaki. Or no, now I gotta grab it, Salaki. This is Psalms, 55, Salaki. Psalms chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words are softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, right? All right, and this is the characteristic. That's the same spirit Haman is coming in. Why? Because he's an Edomite. All right. So going back into Esther chapter 3, verse 8, it says, and Haman said unto the king Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of the kingdom, and their laws are diverse from all people. Right? Talking about our laws, our wisdom and knowledge, law, statutes, commandments. Neither keep they the king's laws, therefore it is not for the king's profit to suffer them. It says, if it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed, and I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business to bring it into the king's treasuries. And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agite, the Jews' enemy. Right? So that's the conversation that Haman had with the king of Ahasuerus. All right, which was turned into the decree that King Haman had made into the king's lieutenants to destroy, all right, the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? But going back to the point that I'm making, all right, how basically the Lord raised up Mordecai. All right, it says, which Haman had what? Plans to kill Mordecai and the Jews. But the Lord did what? He ended up raising up Mordecai and promoting Mordecai in a position that Haman thought that he would have. All right, and Lord willing, I'm going to go into that, and we're going to go deeper into that in part 2. I'm going to close out just now for time's sake, giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Chakwadash, Shalom, Shalom, Kwam, Lama'ayel, Yasharala.